Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gotton. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Tyler Lockett. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 95 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team that just scored, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Well, it is time for the Patrick Mahomes era in Kansas City as he leads the offense out here like they were 2-2 in the preseason. Now it's time to play for real. And Kansas City, they started out with 2 games on the road at the Chargers and then at Pittsburgh.
And many people think the Chargers are the leading contenders in their division this year, the AFC West, which is always competitive. But I'm eager to see how Patrick Mahomes matures as a quarterback. We know he can throw the ball deep to Tyreek Hill, and there'll be plenty of that for Kansas City. But let's not forget the leading rusher in the NFL was Kareem Hunt, and he's back for his second season. He needs to touch the ball as well.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Here we go now.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he powers his way up past the 30. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away.
Now it's Lockett. Now a hit and a loose football. Seattle Seahawks, after an 0-4 preseason, gearing up for Week 1 when they will square off against Denver, and that man Russell Wilson, he will be starting his 7th season opener with the Seahawks.
And remember how he's evolved as a quarterback. Used to be more of a so-called game manager. Now the entire offense runs through him, but what Seattle wants to do is get back to being Seattle on offense, meaning running the football, being physical. And with an offensive line loaded with first- and second-round picks, they expect to be better there. At the tailback position, Rashad Penny, the rookie first-rounder, he'll team with Chris Carson, and hopefully they can recreate the glory days of the Seattle Seahawks.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
And that means my eyes go to Doug Baldwin out on the perimeter. He plays the game so hard and with such passion, but also plays it skillfully. Only one drop last season on his way to another Pro Bowl season.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where he, their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
On first down, Wilson. And his pass, incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
After all he's been through, I want to talk about Eric Berry. And it was really tough for any NFL fan to see him go down the opener in New England last year. But one thing we know about him, he's resilient. This is a man who's beat cancer to come back and play at an all-pro level. And why? He can cover in the deep zones. He drops down in the box in the run game, and he can blitz the quarterback. You name it, Eric Berry can do it.
Now it's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
On 3rd down, Wilson. There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter far side as a receiver, maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Out to kick is Janikowski. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They go play action here on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Nazir Jones coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Throwing is Wilson. Flushed out right. Avoids him at the 40. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Carson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Wilson on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up first and goal inside the 10.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for third down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on fourth down?
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Mahomes to throw on second down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target. Third down here. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
He's going to float this one. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Chris Conley, 45 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Butker now to kick this one away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. Oh, the spin. Shifts by him. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
Escaping the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. And down inside the 15 he goes. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Gotta go.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10 now, Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the sack master, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a KC touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Butker now to add the extra point. Extra point up and through. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Tyler Lockett now with the return. Oh, heck of a move. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Seattle Seahawks coming back out here, and, you know, week 1 coming up, and they're kind of interesting because they've lost a lot of their older guys, especially on that defense, and a lot of people may be overlooking this team this year. What do you think?
I think that that's accurate, and they are one of my under-the-radar teams to keep an eye out on in 2018. Look, they open with games at Denver, at Chicago, home for Dallas, and then they go to Arizona. So 3 out of their first 4 on the road. Not easy, but I think it's the type of team that Pete Carroll's excited about coaching. Brand new and eager to be taught.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Gotta go.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sets.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Tom Johnson able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these guys.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And the kick by Butker is good. And that will tie things at 17 all. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Now it's Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 18 yards the gain for number 18. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. Now Wilson on 1st down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this, they were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that one.
They run with Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play clock.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Lockett. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. Now the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. D. Ford coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin, 46 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And I don't quite know what's happening here. It's a first down, but the field goal team is out onto the field. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out now the Chiefs' offensive unit ready to do battle again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Over the middle, complete. It's Watkins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. Mahomes now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Blue 45.
Now a play fake here on first down. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here we go now. Green 90.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. At the end of one, plenty of scoring here already. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tall.
They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down. Wilson now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson on 1st down. And some room to maneuver. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Throwing on 1st down, Wilson. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with, but it's 2nd down. On the incompletion, I turn to you as we continue to do all these Week 1 predictions, and I ask, Rookie of the Year, could this be a battle for Gotham between Darnold and Barkley?
I like it. I like that a lot. A quarterback, Sam Darnold with the Jets, a runner, Saquon Barkley with the New York Giants. But I'm thinking defense, and I'm going out west to the Denver Broncos. Bradley Chubb, defensive end, outside linebacker. Remember, Von Miller's on the other side. He'll take up a lot of attention. That should give Chubb more one-on-one opportunities to get quarterbacks on the ground.
On 3rd down, Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. On 1st down, Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Want to make a quick pivot here for a second to get your MVP predictions going into Week 1 of this season. Do you have Rodgers, Brady, Wentz, Brees, or is it somebody kind of off the radar a little bit?
Yeah, maybe a Russell Wilson because the offense runs through him now in Seattle, and quarterbacks always get the first look. But I'm going with a running back, Todd Gurley, Los Angeles Rams. I think he's a threat for 1,000 yards on the ground and 1,000 yards through the air. It's that type of a play.
So you're going Gurley. What about Deshaun Watson? Any shot there?
Certainly. Look at the numbers last year. When he played, they averaged over 30 points per game when he was a starter. When he didn't play, those numbers fell off in a big way. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And going deep for Hill. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Come on, tempo.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. And lucky Lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Wilson, man open left side as well. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Now Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Whoosh. And there he goes again. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Now Wilson throwing on first down. And his throw is incomplete. Well, with that incompletion, gives us a chance to get Charles' Super Bowl picks. We've done this the last couple years going into Week 1. Who do you have this season?
But wouldn't surprise anyone at all for Philadelphia and New England to do it again, this time in Atlanta. But I think it's going to be a couple of different teams out of both divisions. All right, both conferences, I should say. I think coming out of the NFC, I really like Atlanta.
Wow.
I think they're going to get back to the Super Bowl again. At the AFC, I think it's going to be Pittsburgh. And ultimately, I'm taking Atlanta to hoist the trophy.
And you know where the Super Bowl is this year.
It is in Atlanta. The first time ever we're going to have a home team win in their home stadium.
You heard it here first. Wilson now at 200 yards already in this first half, and he's not done yet. First and 10. Wilson now on first and 10. Flushed out right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. To throw is Wilson on first down. And he's got some space here. Oh, good move at the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. Chiefs are going to make the recovery. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
On 1st and 10, Wilson flush to his right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. On 1st down, Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Open man, it's Vanette. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. Now, after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now Sammy Watkins and the rest of the offense getting set to go again. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Let's make a quick pivot here to revisit a topic from the last couple of weeks. We've been discussing, well, which rookie starters are going to be in there week 1. It appears to be only one right now, Sam Darnold of New York, correct?
That sounds correct based on what we've heard from the different teams. All of them have made their announcements and their proclamations about their starter. And Sam Darnold's going to get the ball to begin. But for me, it's how long will he remain the only rookie starter? I don't know it would be terribly long. I look in Buffalo, I think Josh Allen will get his shot fairly early. I look in Arizona, I think Josh Rosen the same, depending on how their teams come out of the gate. And at some point, Baker Mayfield will play this year for the Cleveland Browns.
Seems to be more pressure each year on these franchises to get the rookies in there early, doesn't it?
It certainly does. When you spend that type of draft capital, that type of money, we don't wait nearly as long, and the good coaching staffs meet these kids halfway with what they did in college and turn them loose in the NFL.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. Look at the spin. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. To throw is Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A very solid gain of 27. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
On first down, Wilson. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Let's get it. Tempo. 3 down.
On second down, Wilson flushed out right. His throw incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
We got 3.
Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
3rd and long, dare we say 3rd and a mile. Pass rushers in sprinter stances, they know they've got a chance to get after him on this play. And somehow he finds a way past them. Gets away and takes off and picks up a first down. Can you believe it? Wow.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 33. Now it's Wilson, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's Wilson again. Flush to his right. Evades him at the 20, and down inside the 15 he goes. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
Quick hands that time to knock that one away. It sure looked like a short touchdown, but able to get a good break on the football and force the incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. That time a 9-play drive, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now it's Hunt. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45. Hunt.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And his throw here's incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped it. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
A little juke. And there he goes again. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 94 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
Let's just call that play what it was. Bold, dashing, daring, and a big-time return for a touchdown.
Fielding a punt inside the 10. Most coaches, they frown upon that, don't they?
They really do. I do know some special teams coaches who say, okay, I'll let you go to about the 8, and you're right in that gray area, and he made that play work in a massive way.
Janikowski good with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end Kelce was the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
This is Hunt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Mahomes going to throw. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hunt gets it on the draw from Mahomes. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Mahomes to throw, and that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Butker able to put this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense. For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Ooh, the juke. And now running right through it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Wilson on 1st down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson flushed out right. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The Seahawks on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Wilson. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We want to remind you that new this year in regular season games, I'll take you around the NFL and give you stats and scores from games in progress, as well as look back at games that have already been completed. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a new one.
And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Nazir Jones in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now here's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. At 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And able to find Conley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And Hill with it over the middle. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Going up top. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves them with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Now, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play for them defensively, though.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Jaron Reed in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Lockett the return. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the 2nd half. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right, and they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, look credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Wilson back to the air on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And now it's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. This is caught inside the 15. They give him a gain of 38.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the 1st down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
Hey, tempo.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I absolutely love that play call there. They just came off of a big play. They've got momentum in their direction, and they come back and take the shot at the end zone. just unable to complete it, but I love their aggressiveness.
And you feel like the defense, a sigh of relief, could have been back-to-back really big plays. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
It's not a great revelation to say that it's going to take a lot to replace what Jimmy Graham gave this club from the tight end position, especially in the red zone. That had to be an encouraging sight for Russell Wilson right there, as he finds one of his replacements for the touchdown.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive in total 8 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now here comes Kansas City. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now Mahomes. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Mahomes now to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson throwing on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. D. Ford getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long. It's Wilson dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Apparently, they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired. In hindsight, it's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. Mahomes now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
Now. Green, 90.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd and short.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Chris Conley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are in for 6. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points. But he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Butker now to kick this one away. Lockett the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. A solid first half for him, and so far a good start to the second half.
And I'm going to try not to go overboard with praise here, but I can't help it. He is playing so well. Really accurate with the ball, finding guys open downfield, and finding the end zone 3 times. That'll help offset the 1 interception.
Absolutely. Just that 1 pick with the 3 touchdowns so far. Now Wilson throwing again on 2nd and 10. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's brought down after a good game. He got 29 yards that time. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down.
But to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson now to throw again, eluding the pressure right. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, and it's 3rd down.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. D. Ford. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Here we go. Blue 45.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking...
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Keep working, baby. Keep working. Let's go.
On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Flushed out right. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Hey, tempo, tempo, tempo.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. D. Ford in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now Hunt. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Ready, green 90, green 90.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, and that'll make it 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Tyler Lockett, the 40, the 20, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 97 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. What a risk he took, but it paid off. I mean, he took that punt from inside the 5 near the goal line, ran it all the way back.
And normal coaching says you let that one go. Anytime you're inside the 10-yard line, you let it hit and hopefully bounce into the end zone. But as you mentioned, he took a risk, and boy, did it pay off in a big way. I wonder if they let up a little bit going downfield, thinking that there was no way he was going to return that one.
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now here comes Kansas City. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Chiefs gain a bit of respectability.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Butker now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
first and 10. It's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4
touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive, 4 plays, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Mahomes will try again on second down. And Conley's got it over the middle. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. A 9-yard touchdown run. And it may only be for pride now, but the Chiefs get a bit closer.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Butker on for the PAT. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs have it. So the onside kick is recovered. And, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
Takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Here we go now.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
That was an okay hookup there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And a tough turnover there, as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, first and goal. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big. That's what coach...
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone. So tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline. You have to get your feet down in bounds for it to count as a catch. How about the backgrounds of some of these guys, though? Did they work on it? Maybe some of them were ballet, some dance, who knows?
Yeah, you and I were talking the other day. I remember one of my favorite kids shows growing up. I don't know that I want to name it, but guys like Lynn Swan, they used to be on there showing their ballet skill.
And you have to remember when they were kids and their parents were telling them to take the ballet classes, they were fighting them like crazy. But right now they're saying, thanks, Mom.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the ref makes a call. No touchdown there. Wipe it off the board. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will get them one closer. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Brandon, these cornerbacks have their hands full all afternoon long, but they finally get a measure of revenge as he gets himself in a nice spot. He's able to get two hands on the football and pick it off.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Here we go. Blue, hot, hot, hot.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now it's Lockett. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the finals. This is caught at the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now here comes Kansas City. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
He'll return it from the 6. A nice little juke. This time a spin. And he's loose again. The 30, 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as as they just add to their totals.
Partner, the old rules about not fielding punts inside your own 10, those things are way out the window, aren't they?
Yeah, they say put your heels on the 10-yard line, but when you return it, maybe your coach doesn't say anything to you, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of special teams coach, if they've got a special guy, they'll say, yeah, okay, you can go to the 8. But this one, he really had some guts.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now here comes Kansas City. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Ready! Blue 45! Blue 45!
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Green 90! Green 90!
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Frank Clark in there yet again. My goodness, making 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone. Working from the gun, Mahomes fights him off. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. One final try for Mahomes. This is caught. Watkins. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins with now 2 4th-quarter touchdowns. And the Chiefs gain a bit of respectability. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.